I had to get my music right. I love music. I hope y'all can hear me. I really do. I'm gonna sit here and do a little bit of writing. Sorry this chair is so squeaky. And drink a little bit of tea I got going on here. And listen to a little bit of music. And I'm not quite sure if you guys can see this. Hold on. There you go. I love music. Music has carried me throughout my life. Most times when I'm trying to hear myself, I try not to listen to music. Then I get in a place where I've been inside myself for quite a bit, and so it's time to release and begin to let some of that energy out. Sometimes it's said that you get too full of yourself because there's so much energy that's going on, and you're not expelling it, you're not, sharing it and giving it out. I don't know how many of you really know me, but I've been on this journey since I can remember that I've been on this journey, and that's been a long time. And it's cool, don't get me wrong, it is cool. It's a lot to learn, a lot to to give, and to understand when it is that you should give and when you shouldn't. You should just sit back and just chill and relax. But I've been in the space where I've been wanting to listen to music a little bit more, and that's because it's taken me, this journey has been winding, and it's actually taken me back home. It's taken me back home. And so what that means is back home to self, back to you. When you go through the journey, you leave from the self and you go out into the world, and you see things, and things happen to you. You experience so much, and eventually you have to bring all that you've gotten, back home to self, and to process it all, and to help you to move to another place, whatever that place is in your life, whatever that is. I don't know that for you. I can give you some tools that can help you, you know what I'm saying? But specifically, and I can give you some areas, but specifically, that is something that is a knowing within yourself. And if you don't know yourself, you don't know what it is that you are to do. So you end up doing things that everybody else is doing because it seems to be successful and it's easy and you could do it, you know what I mean? But it's not the real reason why you're here, you know what I mean? So I have to breathe out. I've got to, all of the information that you constantly learn, and the way to really get it into a space of wisdom is to actually walk in the talk. So you literally have to walk in the talk. You got to do what it is that you said that you wanted to do. And a lot of times it is very hard. It's very hard to do that. But this is me. I sit and I chill out, and I start thinking, and I think about all these things. This is the space for me to think about those things, so that I can take all the things that I have learned, every tool, put them in my toolbox, and then make sure that it's sharp, so that if I'm in battle or if I need it, I can just pull it up. So this gets to be a space of where you're really getting all of that knowledge and wisdom, and beginning to utilize it in a way that's going to help to elevate you, a way that's going to help you to be more of yourself, the self that you was before anybody touched you, before anybody laid their hands on you, So anyway, that's what I think. You don't ever gotta believe what I believe. You believe whatever it is that you want to believe, but let me believe what I want to believe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let you do what you want to do. You know? I know that eventually, whatever the destinations, because there are many, you know, there may be one final on this plane for this particular season, but, or age or whatever. But we are destined, you know, to meet back up some way, shape, or form. I just feel that way. I love this kind of music. This is FKJ. What is it? FKJ Kiwi Juice. I forget what the F is for, but anyway. Yeah. I've been listening to him a little bit lately. I don't know if you've gotten anything from 2020. Like, I don't know if you've gotten anything from it, but I got some things from it. A lot of it I ain't like. For real, seriously. It was like 2020 was a mirror, was holding up a mirror, something. Here you go, here you go, here you go. This is you, this is you, this is you. You're like, oh, that's not me. It's not me. Like, oh my God, that is me. I gotta fix that. Yeah. Sometimes the universe will show you who you are. And you really have to be in a space of wanting to really fix it. Because it's actually easier not to, and to sit and, I don't know if it is easier, but I can't even say that. I feel like it would be best to actually learn from whatever it is that you're learning from, and to utilize the information. Sometimes it's so hard to move your feet. I wouldn't lie to you. Sometimes it's hard to move your feet, not because you're not sure, but because things have to line up. It's almost like you waiting at you're a track star, and you at the line waiting for them to shoot the gun. And, you know, it's taking them so long to shoot the gun, you going back and forth. You know, and then after a while you have to realize that there's a timing, and whatever that particular timing is, you have to learn what it is so that you can flow in and out of the spaces that you need to flow in and out of. But if you don't, you know, allow yourself this particular space right here, which means that you have to, you know, acknowledge all the things that are in you. You have to acknowledge everything that's within you. You know, you can feel guilty about it for a while, but then after a while you can't feel guilty about it anymore. You can't for a lot of reasons. One, because you can't keep moving forward if you're still feeling guilty about something that happened years ago. You know what I'm saying? Whether everybody is all right or not, you know what I'm saying? But long as you try to make everybody all right. You know, in the sense that you allow space for healing, because you understand that's what really needs to happen in order for everybody to really move forward within this life. You know, we have to all kind of get within the same flow in order for that to happen. So you begin to allow people to be who they are, because you understand that that's part of not only the journey. The journey seems like saying that is so simple, because it's not that simple. Honestly, it really isn't. It isn't until it is. The point of it is first is that you have to be willing to, you know, seek and search for that flow, so that you can, you know, move in and out of space. Like, ooh, that just seemed like that would feel so good. You know what I mean? Just being able, you're not rubbing up against anything, because you understanding that that's part of the flow. So sometimes what happens is, I remember, I think it was like 2014, and I was sitting in my office where I was living, and I just remember being able to do like entirely, like so much, right? Just entirely doing so much. I got into a space where everything was just flowing. It was flowing, it was flowing, it was flowing, it was flowing. And all of a sudden I said to myself, you know, this is all good right now. You know that there has to be another side to this. There's gonna be another side to this coming soon. And so I tried to, I guess, brace myself in the middle of it, because I knew, you never know what things are gonna happen in your life in order to turn you into a whole other path of doing something different. It seems to be doing something different, but when you actually look over your life, it's just an elevation of things. And sometimes the elevation is not up, or down, or side to side. It can be everything. It literally can be everything. And so when you begin to understand how life is really moving you along in such a way, you don't have such animosity towards it. You just don't, because you understand it's a beautiful thing. It's an amazing process. Everything that's in you is in the universe. Everything. I don't know why we tell our kids these things. I don't know why. I don't know where I was. I don't even know about anybody else. But at the same time, I understand there was a natural occurrence of things that happened based upon the choices that I made on every level of the game. On every level of the game. And some of it we would say was predestined to happen, because it was already planned out before I even got here. Regardless of if I remember the whole story about it, it was already planned. So you're going through this process. I waver sometimes, but there's some things that I just absolutely just know. And I know because I feel like I've been here for a long time. For a long time. I feel like I've been here for a long time. This dude is so talented. It's crazy. It is so crazy. I think he plays all the instruments. Whatever instrument that you can think of, that he plays it. Fruit kiwi juice or something like that. Him and Masego, I got into them like a couple years back, and recently I've been listening to him a lot more lately than I had. I had kind of chilled out for a moment, but I love his music. It just sometimes tugs on my soul, just make you just breathe. Like, it's overwhelming. Sometimes you gotta let it out. Back to it, it's the knowledge and the wisdom that you get. You gotta give back. You gotta give back. If there was anything in this world that I could share with anybody, it would be whatever knowledge or wisdom that I have, because I think that is so much more important than anything else. You can give people money, but that doesn't last that long. You give people time doesn't last that long. But when you really sit down and really give people wisdom, you give them some knowledge about certain things that they had not even looked at before. And not so much as that to push whatever it is that you believe on them, but just the question, have you thought about this? What do you think about this? I began to really understand like astrology with the effect of a natal chart that belongs to me kind of maps out everything that is about me and how to utilize that information in order to move forward in this life. Because I mean, you could try to do it without it, but a lot of times the information that you have for yourself, it's not a full picture of it. You may have, some information, but because sometimes you're inside, which is a pro and a con, just because sometimes you're inside in certain parts of you, you've got kind of blocked off, so you can't see full, right through it. So, but then sometimes, you've gotten to that space where you can, you begin to bring down some walls, and so you're able to see more clearly. I'm gonna drink a little bit of tea if y'all don't mind. drinking a third eye tea. It's been sitting here steeping this entire time. But I'm gonna let that cool off because it looked like it will burn all my lips, all my skin off my lips. And I don't think that'll be cute. But yeah. I love music. I love music. I love music. My family used to tell me the story about how I was dancing before I could walk. I used to dance so much. I used to dance so much. I used to love to dance. I'd make up dances on the spot. Just be ballerina, be a tap dancer, just be everything, whatever it was I wanted to be. I was just it. I remember being young and also being at my cousin's house who lived, I think off of Cranford, and they had a piano, and just sitting there for hours playing on the piano, and nobody would stop me. I don't ever remember being stopped playing, you know, like stop playing on the piano because you're banging on it, or you killing us or whatever. I don't ever remember that. I think my people wanted me to be able to, and quite sure everybody else who's in the family too, to be able to be themselves, you know, be whoever that is. It makes me think too how in families there sometimes is a lot of trauma that has been handed down from generation to generation. And then sometimes you're doing things you have no idea why you're doing them. Like you go to a family reunion, or you get the phone number of a cousin or something from, you know, somebody's funeral, because that's, you know, how few and far in between that you actually seeing each other. And you begin to talk and converse about some things. And then you begin to see like trends and, you know. They say the apple don't fall far from the tree. I know sometimes it does, falls way far and rolls on down the hill. But for the most part, you know, in things of that nature, we have a lot of familial trauma that's kind of passed down through the way that I talk to you, or the way that I don't pay attention to you, or the way that I always leave you, or the way I'm too protective over you, or the way whatever. We pass down our traumas to our children. And they're going to get so much more when they're dealing with the outside world as well. But in the home, we should be trying to teach them how to deal with all of those different things. And we're at a deficit in a kind of way, because most people who feel that way don't know how to not feel that way. And so, you know, we have all these things that people are doing that are like maybe not effective, because they don't understand that the way that you feel has a lot to do with, you know, what you put in your body, what you put on your body, you know, what you think, you know, all these other things, you know, that we think that is because so-and-so broke up with us, but it's like actually way deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? It's us beginning to choose differently and choose better, because we're really paying attention to whatever the things that, you know, we dealt with in life, and say, okay, so I did that didn't work, so I'm not going to do that again. What did I learn from that? Because don't nobody want to do that again. You know what I'm saying? So, whoo, this song right here. You ever have a song that just does something to your heart area? You just open up like your heart chakra, just. I don't have no copyrights. That's just him in the background on the YouTube. I'm gonna make sure that I let them know under here. But I love this, and I just want y'all to experience this with me, because I want y'all to see me in a different light, so then you begin to understand my mind and how I think about different things. love tea. My son said he feels sophisticated. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just love tea. I love herbs because I love the power that you have to be able to heal your own body. I love the fact that you can, you know, that we were put here and we weren't just like dropped here with nothing that was supposed to help us to move within this life. And we were on every turn. There's hints, clues everywhere. And so I think that herbs is what, you know, the creator, source, all, whatever it is that you choose to call your higher power, you, God, whatever, you know, wouldn't put us here without giving us everything that we need. And not in no form that you know, got to have a whole commercial about it because, you know, it could do a whole host of other things, you know, yeah, may cure whatever it is, but now you got something totally different. So herbs are not like that. Like, you can really heal yourself of things. You really can. And my goal right now is to heal myself of like this. I don't even know why I'm sitting here. If you notice on some videos or pictures, you'll see me with my glasses off because I'm trying now to really work on my eyesight, because I thought that I was feeling it to be, you know, getting worse, and I don't want that. I want to be able to see. Literally, I want to be able to see. So whatever it is that I can do that will help my eyesight, you know, from doing eye exercises, I'm laying in bed, you know, doing the whole little eye exercises, and you know, drink teas that have, you know, those components in it, or those healing properties that, you know, will help to correct my eyesight. I believe in it. Whatever I believe, I know. For real, for real. I'm telling you, this whole COVID thing, talk to my body. I talk to my body, and I'm like, we are not going down like that. I promise I'll do everything I can to keep you, your immune, to keep you together. I need for you my white blood cells to make sure that nothing come up against us. I'll feed you and give you whatever you need to help you with that. And that's what I did. And I didn't have anything. I've helped a couple people in my family who had COVID. I never got COVID. I don't have nothing, no antibodies, none of that stuff, or none of that. I don't have any of that. I believe that you can talk to your body. I believe that you have more power over yourself than you lead yourself to believe. A lot of things we want to blame on other people. We can't really, or we shouldn't really do that, because nobody really has the power over us. Only we do, you know. I miss dancing. I used to get in the living room with my mother and we'd be dancing for hours. Yeah. I miss her. It got so, I remember being, staying with one of my partners and being downstairs in the living room dancing by myself for hours. Music, a little bit to drink, you know, although, you know, I wasn't drinking, you know, tea. Now it's tea, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming back home, doing some things differently, only because I've learned to do some things differently. It just really made me think about me and my mom. used to feel like my mother, like her time was up, like literally it was up. Like we always say that, you know, everybody got their, you know, got a time, whatever else, but we always saying, oh, people die too soon. But I literally felt like her time was up. Like she did what she was supposed to come here to do, and it was over. You know what I mean? Like, it was the weirdest thing for me, because most times, you know, you think of people when they leave, it's too soon. We don't care if you're 110 years old. Like they're supposed to be here forever. You know what I mean? But I think her job was done. It was done. And it's so weird. I don't think I'm Jesus or nothing like that. But I do believe that each of us is the hero in our own story. So if you're the hero of the story, that means that there is a Jesus archetype that you play within your life. So, hence, I feel like sometimes that, you know, that whole Jesus, Mary, and Joseph situation, you know, there was you know, my mom being, you know, Mary, my stepfather actually being Joseph, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of the things that we read in the Bible, I can't say for the Quran because I've never read the Quran before, but I think some of the things, or most of the things that we read in there, we don't understand that if we were to take whatever that story is, whatever's going on in that story, and put ourselves in that particular place to see how that story unfolds, that can help us. You know, I think we look at it so that we can have these different things to one up one another about, oh, like I know, you know, for he that loved the world, you know, gave his only begotten son. Just be able to say those different things, and it's so much more than that. I think that the Bible is, like it says, the basic instructions. You know, that's like going to and it may sound bad that I'm saying this, but that's like going to elementary school and stopping. You know, that's what it feels like to me. Like, it's like going to elementary school and stopping there, when there's so much more, you know, that you can really be going past and using, not even past it, just using that particular information that you have within the Bible, you know, in a way for yourself. And when the story is, where it's in the New Testament, where it's talking about Jesus, put yourself in that particular space. You know, we forget that, you know, in the Bible, Jesus said, greater works shall men do. So, you know, if we were to do greater works than what Jesus did, a lot of us not really doing it, only because we don't believe, or we don't, you know, we don't know that we can. And we can. We can. We most certainly can. This taping may stop because I don't know how much space, and I'm doing this on my phone, so I have no idea what's going to happen. But if it does, I'll just post it. But if you've been rocking with me, you know, for this entire time, I just say thank you. Thank you. A lot of us, we, you know, real busy, and, you know, I know for myself, because sometimes I do it, you know, too, where I really want to listen to something, you know, that somebody has or does, but then, you know, you get to a certain spot, and not that it, in some cases, it doesn't interest you, you know, because it's just not what interests you. And if it's not, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, go on and find whatever it is that do. You know, no need to waste energy on things that don't. You know what I'm saying? That don't make any sense. So there's just these spaces where we have learned. We've learned, and, you know, you don't want to waste time. As you get older, you don't want to waste time on things that really don't matter. You'll get a, well, I believe that everybody gets into a particular space. Those people are really, especially really wanting to be in a different space and making the efforts to do whatever, you know, is needed to, you know, to create the atmosphere that they say that they want. Because there's so many things that will like try to distract you from it. There's so many things that will, you'll just be like, oh my God, you know. But during that time, as you're waiting for whatever the flow is that happens, you gotta be prepared. And I think, you know, that whole preparation and that whole lesson thing comes when you're kind of presented the opportunity to change something or to move something or to give something or to receive something that you said that you wanted. And so that's where kind of like the rubber meets the road, and you have to really decide if you was just talking the whole time, or now you really walking, and you know, you see it's hard as hell, and each time it gets a little bit harder because, you know, I don't know that the stakes are high, but you just get into the space where you just want to see what the next thing, like, you want to see what it looks like. And so whatever the steps are, you know, you begin to allow yourself to take them. But sometimes before you get to that space, it's kind of hard. You're like, oh my God, I got to do what now? There's spaces like that, you know, there's balance and harmony to the way that life flows. So there's times when you're going to be up, hey, you know, and then there's times when you're going to be down, and down is not always a bad thing. You know, down is a space, it's an opportunity for you to learn something totally different than you've ever learned before and pull yourself up in a totally different way. You know, because if you do the same thing that you've done before, because obviously, you know, each level there's an opportunity to grow. You know, each level there's an opportunity to grow. So you're gonna do something different. You're gonna do something different. Everything that you knew, you thought you knew, you're gonna throw that shit out the window. You're like, scratch that. Scratch that. Let's go back over the facts. What happened and what didn't happen, and why. And when you figure out why, then you know, whenever situations happen in your life like why, you could you know, make your own X minus V, X whatever. Anyway, I think this is about to go out, so I'm gonna shut this off. But I thank y'all for listening and hanging out with me and FKJ Fruit Kiwi Juice. This music is, I'll put it in the link so you guys can chill out with it, because it's dope. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope. All right, I'll talk to you guys